Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, we're going to the new year, and the new year is here now. And a lot of people, they go drop some weight. They go drop weight going to the new year, but a lot of people go find themselves losing weight and gaining the weight back. And I feel like that's one of the most frustrating, discouraging, embarrassing things to experience. Not only did you see you drop this damn weight and lost that big old ass stomach, but your kids seen it, your wife seen it, your coworkers seen it. And now they seeing your ass get back bigger. You don't want that, man. You don't want that. And so one of the biggest things that I see that causes a lot of people to go back the wrong direction is the lack of consistency, okay? If you can't find consistency in your routines and in your life and in your lifestyle, you go get results, then you go lose the results based on your lack of consistency, all right? And so I'm going to give you some different ways, some very simple and easy ways to be more consistent. That way you can get the results and keep them, meaning you have sustainable fat loss, all right? You lose that big old ass stomach and you can keep that stomach off. All right, that way you sexy year round. Stay ready so your ass ain't got to get ready no more. All right, who the hell want to get ready for a vacation? What if you want to go on a vacation this weekend? What if you want to go on a vacation next month? You tell me you go do the 21-day detox. You go starve yourself. That's what some of y'all be doing. Yeah, I'm just go eat salads every day. I'm just go drink water. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat no food. I'm just go drink water. Ain't nobody trying to do that shit. All right, I'm gonna show you very simple, easy ways to lose the weight and keep it off. That way you don't have to do all this craziness when it comes to losing weight. All right. So, first one, guys, you got to know what season of life you're in. You have to realize the seasons of life that we go through, they change. They change, y'all. Believe it or not. Like I remember at one point in my life when I was doing in-person training for about 12, 13 years, I was training people from sun up to sundown. I'd be waking up at 4:30 in the morning, training people all the way until about 9 o'clock. And so I'd work out whenever I could work out in between clients. But then when I got into doing more online coaching, I had to develop more structure. Because now I'm sitting down doing podcasts for y'all ass. I have to script out content. I have to check in on clients. I got to do my team calls with my staff. It's a lot going on. And so now I have a designated time when I work out. I have a designated time when I'm doing podcasts. And so my lifestyle changed. And so you got to be aware of how you might have been able to work out early in the morning at one point, 5 a.m. That might have been your thing, a couple of months, a couple of years ago. But now, let's say you got family. Let's say you got a new job. And so now you can't work out early in the morning. Well, what time can you work out now that supports the lifestyle and the season of life that you're in now? You see what I'm saying? I'll give you another example. When I was doing bodybuilding, believe it or not, I done did bodybuilding. Yeah, your boy was out here, shredded Jay. I ain't as shredded. I'm still lean, still got my abs, but I'm not as shredded as I used to be. And I used to work out. I'm not gonna talk about the workout part. I used to eat 6 to 7 meals a day when I was doing bodybuilding. 6 to 7 meals a day. I got so goddamn tired of eating chicken. I got so goddamn tired of eating asparagus. After I got done doing the bodybuilding competition, man, I didn't want to see chicken no more. I didn't want to see that shit no more. I didn't want to cook. And so once I got done doing bodybuilding and eating 6, 7 meals a day, I started doing a fasting lifestyle. I was in a different season of my life. And so instead of eating all day throughout all day, I started skipping breakfast, giving my digestive system a rest, and moving breakfast to brunch time. And then I'd have dinner. And then I have 1 or 2 snacks. I knew what season of life I was in. I just made adjustments based on the season of my life that I was in. All right? Stop just using these diets and meal plans as a means of just losing weight, and make sure that it supports your lifestyle based on where you are right now in your life. Because everybody's situation is different. I've coached nurses who work overnight. I've coached law enforcement professionals and FBI agents, and their lifestyle is completely different. And so you got to eat in a way that works for you, and be okay with understanding that at some point it may change. Like even right now, y'all, like I'm still adjusting to my new norm, my new lifestyle. Like I got more staff, I'm having to do content. Y'all ass jumping on my coaching call calendar, inquiring about coaching. I'm getting like 20, 30 something calls a week. The shit is crazy. People booking calls. I still got to do the podcast. Still got to post content. And so I'm having to map out my new lifestyle around when I'm going to eat. When am I going to work out? When am I going to hang out with family? And so it's always evolving and changing. And so you have to be aware that, okay, what season am I in? When can I work out? When am I going to eat my meals? Right now I'm in a season of life where I'm only eating 2 meals, 2 big meals. And then I'll have 1 or 2 snacks. I'm in a season of my life I'm not eating as much sugar, as much junk foods I used to eat. You see what I'm saying? Because I want to feel good. I'm going through all this pressure and stress. I want to make sure I feel good. That way I have the mental bandwidth and stamina to, go throughout the stress. A lot of y'all go through stress and you eating junk food and drinking alcohol. This shit is sabotaging you. It's sabotaging you. You drinking alcohol, you smoking weed, and it's making you eat more junk food. Making you worse. Making you tired. Making you feel irritable, hangry. Guys, that's not how you do it. You got to reflect and say to yourself, okay, what about my life is causing resistance? A lot of times it's because you self-sabotaging without realizing it. You gotta, I was listening to a podcast the other day. He said, you gotta know your, you gotta pick your pleasure or something like that. A lot of people's pleasure is food. Some people's pleasure is alcohol. Some people's pleasure is smoking, whatever it is. Some people's pleasure is sex, whatever it is, right? But you gotta be aware that pleasure can also be your limitation. All right, that pleasure can also be your limitation. And so I say all that to say, don't let your pleasures cause you to be inconsistent. All right, with the season of life that you're in. Number 2, you gotta live by your calendar. I know I've said this before. I've invested in business coaches, and they turned out to be somewhat of a scam. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing $5,000, $6,000 into a business coaching program, and the only thing this motherfucker teach me is you got to start using Google Calendar. They promised all these other things. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to build up a gym. You know what I'm saying? But all he taught my ass was, hey, you got to start using Google Calendar. And, I'm waiting for him to teach me everything else about marketing and building my audience. That's all his ass taught me. I'm like, shit, I could have went to Google and learned this shit. And so, but I always learn. Guys, if you've invested into a fitness coach, a nutrition coach, and you're like, damn, man, I feel like I lost my money. No, you learned something too. So what was the lesson that you learned? Maybe you want to make sure you invest in the coaching program where the coach is very consistent with showing up. They not just, getting people inside the program, but they also continue to show up and post content to nurture you, continue to educate you. They checking in, shit like this, right? That's the thing. You gotta learn from those different, I wouldn't call it failures, but those L's. When they say the L is all it really is a lesson. You gotta learn. And the lesson I learned and I took away from that situation with that coach, shit, I do need to live by a calendar. Because up to that point, I was just using my brain. Everything. I was like, shit, okay, I got to train such and such at this time, and I'm going to eat around this time and work out around this time. And it was just all in my head. And I found myself stressed and overwhelmed. And when I started plugging everything into my Google Calendar app, when I'm working out, when I'm doing calls, when I'm checking in on clients, when I'm going to have family time, when I'm doing absolutely nothing, the whole 9, it made me be able to breathe a little bit better, because I knew going into each day exactly what I had to do. You're going to have reoccurring tasks throughout your week, and then some tasks are going to be things that you just got to, like one-off tasks that you do once that month or something. You know what I'm saying? Once a month or once every week, you look at your finances. Some of y'all ass grown as hell, don't be looking at your finances. 3-4 days a week, you work out. What time are you working out? Are you just leaving that shit up to chance? Or are you plugging it in on your calendar? Plug it in plug it in a nice little color. Make it red. Then you got time when you get into the bag, when you working. Make that motherfucker green. I'm getting to it. You can put a little what they call a little money bag right there too on your calendar. That way you get a little bit more amped up when it's that money bag time. You can put a little bicep when it's workout time. All right? Have fun with this shit. Make it your own, okay? But you got to have a calendar, because if it's not on your calendar, this shit might not happen. You might not go to the gym. But if you know it's on your calendar, for me, it feels good knowing I've hit and I've done everything that I need to do that was on my calendar. Because when it's on your calendar, that makes it real. If it's just in your head, you could forget about that shit. You could have went into 2025 and you was like, well, I'm gonna work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The end of Wednesday, you're like, damn, I feel like I forgot to do something. Well, I feel like I'm missing something. Damn, I ain't even work out today. How the hell? I guess I'll just do it Friday come around. Shit, you know what, man? Baby, I feel like I don't know what it is. I feel like I just missed something today. I feel like I worked out. I mean, I went to work. I kissed you. I talked. I went to go cut the grass. Damn, I didn't work out though. That's why you got to plug it in on your calendar. That way you don't miss it. All right. That's number 2. Last thing. You got to have non-negotiables, guys. You absolutely have non-negotiables. I remember at one point when I was doing this whole online coaching thing, and I was honestly very frustrated because I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm working so motherfucking hard and I don't see it in my bank account. I don't see it with my clientele. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have as many clients as I was expecting to have. And I'm like, what are all these big time coaches doing that I'm not doing? Why I got this little bit ass 15,000 followers? What's happening here? And so, over time, now I got over 100-something thousand on Instagram, and, things are growing. I got 50, 60-something coaching clients, and things are well. I'm blessed. But what I notice is I always think to myself, what was different then than what I'm doing now? And what was different is every single day I have non-negotiables. Monday through Friday, I don't give a damn if I'm sick, tired, got a headache. I'm stressed as hell. I do a podcast. I go live. You know what I'm saying? It's always ain't shit gonna be perfect, y'all. Y'all be trying to go into these workout plans and meal plans and get a coach and you think it's gonna just be perfect. And it's not gonna be no stress and you're not gonna have a tough time at some point. Guys, I have plenty of days I don't feel like doing no damn podcast. I love y'all, but I don't always feel like talking. Sometimes I just want to chill. Sometimes I just want to look at Netflix. Sometimes I just want to eat some Waffle House and kick back. But I still get it done. Why? Because it's a non-negotiable. Every week, talk to my mom on the phone. Talk to my dad on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's a non-negotiable. Some of y'all, you got little kids. You spend time with them. You make a day where you spend time with them. Why you do that? Non-negotiable. You got to treat your health the same way. You got to treat your appearance the same way. You got to make it a non-negotiable to not just eat healthy, but know how much are you eating. Like when people join my coaching program and they be like, oh, I ain't never tracked, man. I don't really be wanting to do that. If your ass want to lose weight and you want me to hold you accountable, how can I hold a person accountable if you're not tracking? I'm holding you accountable to your habits. I'm holding you accountable to your routines. And part of your routine needs to be tracking and logging how much you're eating. What are you eating? That way I can look at it and say, hey, you big, that too much big ass stomach behavior. You eating too much. You can't be eating that every day. I can't hold you accountable if you ain't tracking. And so the people in my coaching program, it's life. It happens. Ain't shit perfect. People come in my coaching program, they spend all that money, they don't do shit. They don't get the results. But the people who do, and they run their plays, very simple things. This shit is not rocket science. Track your food every day. And it's so easy Inside of MyFitnessPal, if you eat very similar foods on a daily basis, it already shows you the recently added foods and the recently added portions. So the shit gets super simple if you're not sporadic and all over the place. And so, non-negotiable, tracking your food. Non-negotiable, going to the gym. 3-4 days a week is all you need. If you want to do more than that, that's cool. Non-negotiable, getting sleep. Guys, if you ain't sleeping, you're going to be tired. You're going to have a lot of stress. Your stress is going to be on 10. Some of y'all already be stressed. But imagine not getting no sleep. Imagine being tired as hell, having brain fog, and you stressed. Just makes it much worse. And you still have to do everything, all your responsibilities that you got to do throughout the day. You got to take care of yourself, man. Drinking enough water. Some of y'all grown as hell, you think drinking sweet teas and Simply Lemonade is hydrating. No, that's what you call diabetes. Your ass moving toward having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, because you drinking all that sugar versus drinking water. You got to make sure you stay hydrated. More than 50% of our body is water. I was looking at this movie the other day. These guys, I think it happened back in like 1972. They was flying in this plane, and the plane ended up crashing, and they was in the mountains, and they was in the mountains for, I think it was like 2.5 months. It was long, and they didn't have a way to really hydrate outside of drinking the snow. They would let the snow melt, and they would drink the snow when it turned into water. And a lot of these guys and some of the women, when they would be peeing, the pee went from clear to yellow to black, to brown, then black, because they weren't able to hydrate. These folks was out there dying. There's a lot of people that passed away. It's based on a true story. I just can't remember the name of it. I think I seen it on Netflix. But I say all that to say, if they were able to hydrate, it still would have been tough for them because they wasn't really able to eat, and they wasn't able to eat foods that were able to hydrate them. It's crazy. The folks, they started eating, some of the people from the plane. Like, it's a crazy story. Found on Netflix. But yeah, you got to stay hydrated. And you can eat foods that hydrate you as well. Fruits, vegetables. That's why they go bad after a few days, because they hydrate you. They have water in it. You don't eat them after a certain period of time. What happened? They start getting all, they be looking like a raisin. You're like, damn, why my food looking like this? Why my food smelling like this? Because it's no longer hydrating. It won't be able to hydrate you anymore because you just left it in the refrigerator too long or left it out too long. All right? And so these are things you want to pay attention to. All right? These are things you want to pay attention to. What are your non-negotiables? Sleep, water, working out, tracking your meals. It ain't a whole lot that you really need to do. But after you do these things long enough, it becomes a habit. And these habits and these routines are what allows you to keep the results. Y'all want to know the secret to being able to lose weight and keep it off? Lose that big old ass stomach and keep it off? What are your habits? If you can show me a person's calendar and you show me their habits and their routine, I can tell you if they're going to be able to lose the weight and keep it off. And if they have a very sporadic day and week, I already know what's going to happen. I don't even have to guess on it. But if they have some consistency and some structure with what they're eating and how much they're eating, and they're sleeping and they're walking, and they're doing the necessary things to not only lose weight but feel good and be healthy, I know they're gonna be able to keep the weight off. All right, and so do these things that allow you to be more consistent. All right, going into this year and beyond. That way you get the results and keep them. All right. Hopefully y'all find this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future podcasts, and leave your boy a 5-star rating so we continue to grow this movement. And we out of here. Let go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.